Yeah, I'm pretty tired as well. Um, let's see. They're probably going, well, are you going to do this or not? Are you going to do this or not? I have to change the colors and do all kinds of stuff. And yeah.
What is happening?
I don't know, man. It's a crazy world, and I'm just here in it. So what is going on, All Terrain Nation? Whether it be two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, or these badass mother effing Fords that we all pretty much, I think, like to drive. I don't know. Maybe there's that one lemon out there that somebody's like, hey, I don't like driving this. This is your Ford Talk Live presented by nobody right now. Though I'm in talks with somebody. I'm in talks with two people, and I can't say who they are, but they really want to be a part of the show. So maybe we will see some support after that. But what is going on, everybody? Like, I'm exhausted. I think Allie over there is exhausted. Kelly's missing. She's MIA. She's left me. Sadly, I think she's on a work trip somewhere, having fun. Probably.
I feel like I'm hungover, but I didn't even drink.
Right. Well, you had one drink. I know you had one. You had a wine cooler-y thing that I gave you.
I had 3.
Oh wow, man, Miss Joe Bug out there just having some fun.
A little bit.
But
that's called dehydrated.
we are tired because, for one, like, Kelly didn't put in the extra work me and you did, Allie. Like, I know you guys will start this off with the Ranger Raptor thing. Last Friday, because we haven't done one of these shows in a while. Last Friday, I was coming back from a softball game, kind of beat up, tired. The game didn't go how we wanted it. And I pull in the driveway, walking out of the car, and suddenly there's a phone in my face. And I'm like, what is she up to? And then I was like, my truck's in. Even before she said it, I was like, does this mean my truck's in? And
you did too. I'm like, no.
Yeah, I mean, I was because I know you had told us early on, like, we're doing everything we can try to push them to ship us this truck and do all this stuff. And there was one little issue with it that held it up, I think, and it's probably been holding it up for a couple of weeks. And without Allie's help, we'd probably still be sitting there. So I say thank you to Allie about that. But Kelly said Friday night, she goes, how would you feel if you had to drive or fly to Michigan on Saturday, or I forget when it was? And I was like, what are you talking about? And yeah, so ended up we had to book a flight, and we booked a flight not even knowing if the truck would get inspected in time. Yeah. It was very well, I booked it. Luckily, I can get a credit for that flight. But Allie, I don't know what strings you pulled, what magic you did over there, but the truck ended up getting inspected right when y'all were closing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, this is how I kid you not, and this is not done for like, oh, look how, no, everything was down to the wire. I'm on an airplane going, well, I hope I can pick it up tonight, because we had talked about, Allie, we did your company, Brighton Ford, was amazing. Did, like, all the paperwork was online. It was very simple. Even the credit process for this was just online, and it was super simple. And your team over there worked hard to help get us this. But Allie picks me up. I think it was about 11:30 your time, maybe.
Yeah, I think it was like 11:30. I'm like trying to think back. I'm like like.
It's been a long time ago.
From like Monday, like exactly this time last week, Monday, to now getting home yesterday. It's been a wild ride, but yeah, it was the team at Michigan Assembly. I don't know if I can say their names, so I'm not.
Then let's not.
Yeah, So there's like 3 of them that I am very thankful for that pushed this through like crazy, and literally at like, I was supposed to get the keys at like 2. Got to where I had to be at 4. Didn't get the truck until 6:30.
Wow.
7 o'clock. And then I had to drive 45 minutes to an hour back.
Yeah, that's crazy. And then your PDI guy, who I need to send a bottle of something to because he was super trooper. I'm texting Allie because I'm getting on the plane going, hey, is like I'm coming no matter what now. Like I'm heading that way. So I guess I could ride back with you and your mom down to Super Celebration, but
you'd be sitting
it worked
with Maya.
out. Yeah. And me and Maya are buddies now. She licked my face when you picked me up at the airport, but Allie had keys in her Bronco. She picked me up in Bucky and with Maya, and Maya greeted me with big licks on the face.
I literally gave him the keys wrapped in plastic with zip ties still on it.
Yeah, it was how it would have came from the factory.
We didn't have a cleaning crew. We didn't have anything. It was literally gassed and PDI'd, and I'm like, here's your new truck.
Yes. And of course I told you, like, hey, leave the bags in the seat, like some of the fun stuff. And like literally, like you just said, there was not enough time to clean it, anything. So you roll me up to Brighton Ford. It's like midnight your time. And like there she is. And I'm like, oh my God. And I'm having a blast with it. Of course, your video and something for the people that help get this truck pushed along, and they're very kind to help. But I mean, I've seen this truck a few times now, except it wasn't my truck. And what's funny was I didn't even I'm gonna play a video here in just a second of something that I recorded when I was coming back from the Supercell this week. I'll set it up in just a second. I gotta get it to us. But like I had some emotions. It was very strange because I love cars and I don't get super emotional, but this truck had been like, this is a dream version of a vehicle for me. I've wanted this for a long time, and I talked to Allie a long time ago and got when there was no list of people. I'm bugging Allie like every show that you were coming on because you weren't really on the show at the time. Every time we'd see Allie's like, hey, so am I on the list? And you're like, yes, damn it, shut the fuck up. Just like leave me be. Yes, you're on the list. But it really, even though this isn't like, I don't think I will own this truck forever, it still means a lot to me that this is a dream vehicle for me. And for the show's sake, I probably should have just got an XLT and did a build with it, and I would get way more views on that. But damn it, it's very rare that you can find that one dream vehicle that's been across, in Europe or wherever, that you get to a chance to own it. So I'm very, very grateful for everybody, including your sales department, your financing. Your general manager did not have to do. I'm out of state, and when you ship trucks like this out of state, it does not help the dealership. My understanding, they like to sell within the state because I think it affects allocations potentially.
No, not so much allocation, but you have to think of it as like a wider spectrum of like servicing the vehicle. Like we're not going to get you for service. We're not going to get you for accessories. We're not going to get you for a lot of like the comeback stuff. So like, especially for Bronco, not even like Ranger Raptor. That's why so many dealerships were like, oh, we're selling in-state first before we'll consider like an out-of-state deal. And really that's just, I mean, people think we make our money in sales. No, we make our money, like every dealership makes their money in service. 100%.
So I've got this I want, because you haven't seen this either, Allie. So I want you to kind of hopefully share. Hopefully you guys can hear this. And this is pure me emotional.
Can't hear it.
Well, we'll fix that problem. See, I can't even do this part right. So imagine trying to get a truck on my own. All right, try this one more time.
What the hell?
Past that though, like this thing is everybody down at Supercell loved this thing. They had a blast with this vehicle. So let's see if we can do it this way.
All right. So I've had a great weekend, but
Can you hear
this
this?
just dawned on me. I freaking own a Ford Raptor. I don't know why. It just hit me like a ton of bricks. It's like, oh yeah, because I got this truck Monday, and it's been a wild weekend of Bronco fun, but it just dawned on me. It's like, Dave, you own a fucking Ford Raptor. What the hell is up with this? All right, sorry.
But yeah, so
Yeah. Y'all can still see the sticker on the side.
Yes, and I recorded that just for myself, honestly. And then I shared it with Kelly and Mark and Jess, and like it sounds awful, but I was getting emotional. I was like, holy shit, my dream vehicle came true. And even now I'm getting a little emotional about it. So yeah, so
that's the fun part though. And like when I was talking to that almost slipped. When I was talking to the plant team, like that's the part they don't get to see.
Mm-hmm.
So they just see him go off the line.
Yeah, no, I of course I got to go up in the plant and was, I might have jumped over a fence or something and got to look around a little bit, and that was fun. Like anytime, I know some plants do tours, some don't, but if you ever get a chance to take a tour, do it, man. I don't care if it's not the version of the vehicle you like. I'm telling you, to see the people that sweat and bleed over your vehicle, and I mean that, they do bleed, because when I worked for manufacturing, we had a girl cut her hand. Guess what they did? There's a little medic card that comes around. She's holding her hand up like this while they bandage her. And guess what? She's still putting on bolts. Like these, I don't care who you work for, but in the auto industry, these people, they, in many cases, give up their knees and everything to build, fun vehicles. So
I've heard horror stories.
Yes, it's definitely hard work. And I know a lot of people can say, well, they get paid a lot, but I think in many cases, especially with the big three, I think in many cases that generational, people do this. My mom, my dad worked for him, and there's a lot of pride in that. And we saw that with Farley when he went through the Mustang plant that's a couple months ago. Like he was dealing. I think the head of the plant now was guy that started in the very bottom. Now he runs the plant, and it was a family deal that his parents worked for Ford. So it was emotional because, for one, Allie, me and you, we're like little school kids with a new vehicle. Like, oh, but you're pulling, like Allie's pulling stickers off, and we're just having fun. And I'm trying to get a selfie or something stupid with it. And then about an hour or so later, I was like, well, Allie, because I had to go. I had to drive from Michigan that night and leave. And I was kind of thinking, how do I meet up?
I think I got home at 2.
Yeah.
Or like 1:30. I went to bed at 2. And I had to wake up at 4:30 to leave at 5 to get on the road to go to Supercell.
Yes. So I headed off, and I got to, it was about, I guess, 2 or so when I got to Toledo, and Kelly was on the line with me a little bit, because I was up at 5 a.m. the day before. Like that was a long day. And I know it was a long day for you as well, Allie, because you're trying to get ready for Supercell. Technically, you weren't supposed to be there. You made an exception to help us get this vehicle. And part of the big push was because we wanted to display this thing at Supercell. Now, it's not a Bronco, obviously, but it is a badass Ford off-road product. And to see people, once I pulled in, it was amazing to see people's faces getting to see that. Because I take it for granted sometimes as a journalist that I get to go to press events. I get to see some of this stuff first. So after it's been out for, the truck was almost out. I did the press tour almost a year ago now, that I kind of take it for granted, and I've seen it at auto shows, but not a lot of people got to see it. And I had so many people go, I didn't even know this thing, they were building this. Like, so many people got to experience it. And I'm a nut when most people won't. And I'm not patting myself on the back. I let people in this truck. They got to play with the seats. People were in and out of it, like getting to experience this, because that it makes me happy that car people are out there, especially little kids. When little kids want to get in these things, I love that. I want to create the next generation that, hopefully love gasoline powered vehicles, not just EV, but I want them to be excited by it. And just so many people, or the person that says, I have one on order, but this is the first time I got to see the thing.
Mm-hmm.
like for many of us Bronco people, we ordered something. It was a leap of faith that you ordered it. Well, that happened with the Ranger Raptor as well. And it's a good time. I won't bore everybody with my silly ramblings, but we got it there. I drove in Tuesday about 3 p.m. and Kelly was about an hour behind me, and I got to meet up with Alan, Mark, Jess, and everybody. And the craziness ensued. And I mean that because the whole time, Allie, we were worried about weather. I kept for 3 weeks. I've kept everybody up to date. Well, yeah, it's not going to rain. It's going to rain. No, it's not going to rain. And probably stressing everybody out. But this is an outdoor event. It's in a big grassy field, and that means chance for some mud. And we were really lucky that it didn't happen till the very end, because Thursday or Friday, I think it was supposed to downpour and storms, and it just never happened.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was Saturday, one of the days. But we did get a little bit on the final day of Saturday. But at the end of the day, the sun was shining. It was just beautiful for the raffle out there. I have to say thank you to Tom, because, Tom came up to me and I said, hey, Tom, if you don't want this in the booth, I understand this is a Bronco deal. And Tom's like, oh man, I don't care. He goes, it's a Ford product. Let's have some fun with it. So Tom and his family, man, were very nice. And dude, those people worked their butt off.
I will say they kicked ass this weekend. I know some of the behind the scenes stuff that kind of went on and what is happening and stuff like that. And it's like, for everything they do to have that event run that smoothly, they are a small family team. Yes. I'm very lucky to be doing their social media and helping them with that and stuff like that. And just the work and effort of everything to make this go as smoothly as it does, it's pretty incredible. I don't know the final count though.
Yeah, somebody, when I was leaving or they were closing up shop, somebody came up and asked. It was Henry, the guy with that SEMA build Bronco, because he talked to everybody, and I mean everybody. He was as he should. He has a really cool truck, and he was very proud of it, showing it, and wanted to talk. But yeah, he was asking Tom when I was trying to say goodbye to him, and Tom was like, "I'm going to have to add up," because I guess they had a big walk-up crowd that they don't normally, they get walk-up people, but he said that Saturday they had a big walk-up crowd. Yeah. I think the weather kind of shaked him a little bit, but I think it was much bigger than last year's. Even though we were a little more spread out as vendors, I feel like we had a little more elbow room. But I think people came to.
Oh, Henry!
Yeah, 100%.
Everyone knows who Henry is if you're a supplier.
Yes, and IAG definitely knows, because I see him down there talking their ear off with this vehicle in their booth. But
I know I saw his vehicle over there. I'm like, oh no.
Yes, I did too. I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to take those guys some more flavored water. But yeah, so. The vendors I talked to, they were like, man, we've not done these numbers at sales wise, which is great for you guys to experience
I heard IAG had record numbers. I heard Bronkbuster was doing really good. Bronco Nation was doing really good. So it's really nice to see these vendors come out and not only do well, but create friends and just see the community grow even more. So
yes. I know Mountains of Metal had a great weekend, and
oh yeah, I heard they had a fantastic week. I heard Alan sold out of some of his stuff.
Oh yeah, I don't think I brought any Alan's product back except one thing, and that was a prototype, something that is massive. He calls it the what do you call that thing? The Clyde. It's this big, cabinet that takes in a 2-door. You take out the back seats,
and he thought he had it sold too.
Yeah, well, he did have one. He had a Gen 1 box. And the guy came back at the last minute, and I had to pull the thing out of the trailer but Matt Allen, a lot of times vendors, they don't want to, but they don't want to carry stuff home. So they will make a hell of a deal for some people. Hey, look who's popping in. Miss Kelly Boyd.
Kelly.
Yeah. She's out having fun somewhere with her company, her normal business. Allie, what was kind of a highlight for you of the event? Cause you were this year more than ever, you were in the field. I know you were doing social media. So you, not were grounded to the show floor, but you seem to be there more.
Yeah, it was. I mean, this was my 3rd year, so the only drive I really, really wanted to do was Parsons Branch, which that was incredible. That was such a fun drive. My Bronco got trashed. It was great, but it was. I don't know. I think my favorite part was meeting everyone. Okay, first off, y'all spoiled the shit out of my dog. Like, he went home with treats, armadillos, I think 4 bandanas, like a million dog treats. Like, that was super fun. But she was like exhausted. Like Saturday, I don't think she got out of the Bronco. Like at all. She was sleeping the whole time, and like my mom would unroll the window for like people to see her, and she just like look up like, "Oh, who are you?" Like, "I'm not moving. Pet me from here, peasant." Like, yeah. No, it was super fun. Still don't have a voice, so that's cool. But anyone who hasn't gone, I highly suggest you go. Josh, I'm talking to you. I'm calling you out. He's in Canada. But we had people from California. We had
P
people
from
flying.
Phoenix.
Yeah, Steve P from Phoenix. Gosh, there was the couple from China. Who?
Oh, I didn't see the couple from China.
Oh, did you not hear about this? So Tom asked who came the farthest, like flying, driving, it didn't matter. We had a couple from New Zealand.
Which I talked to them for about 2 hours. They were amazing.
They were the kindest people I've ever met in my life. And then we had a couple from China.
Wow.
That they were there for the Bronco event because one of their mom, lived in Townsend or around Townsend, something like that, and they heard about this event, and they're from China, and she was so excited. Her husband did not speak a lick of English, but she did very well. So I think it was a good time, and I got to see a ton of people. I'm like really sad I got pictures with nobody, but I think 2 that other people took, maybe 3, but I was just like all over.
Yeah, that's
Message received. Josh, you're going. But
funny.
that's the thing. Like, it's just such a fun family event that
and the family keeps getting bigger because everybody becomes family.
And that's the thing. I do have to say, there is a lot of hate on the 6 gens right now. I did take my post down off of Bronco Driver magazine because it was getting out of hand for the save the date for next year. It's all the early gens hate the 6th gen, and I don't know why.
Hey, because the 6th gen made them more valuable. That's strange.
The thing. If I could afford a 1st gen, I would love to have a classic. But I'm sorry, I'm not paying $90,000 for one.
Yeah.
Like, it is what it is, and it like really sucks because like I go for the classics. Like, all the 6th gens, they're kind of the same, but they're kind of different. Where like the early gens, there's a story behind that Bronco, and like I want to know that story. I love the older guys. This is so corny. I love the older guys that have the photo book like in the engine bay of like what it started off as to like what it is now with like all the stages. I think that's so cool. But yeah, there's a little bit of hate on the 6th gens right now. So,
well, they'll get over it. But my favorite photo of the weekend was right here.
Yes.
So Steve P from Arizona and his wife, Miss Steve P, rolled up in front of me, and I was like, "Who has my logo?" Because I forgot that Steve had a 2-door. So, and I didn't forget Steve was coming. I just was in my own world, and somebody goes, "Who stole your logo?" And I turn around, and here comes Steve P walking up and gives me a big hug. And how awesome is this? That he's been traveling around the country with the All Terrain Nation logo on it, and very much made my day. That was super fun people. Hell of a drive.
They were literally the nicest people.
Yep. They were very nice, and a hell of a drive in a 2-door.
Yeah.
Like, because they were loaded down, man. And
yeah, they
so
were packed.
That was a major thing. And Steve brought me some of my favorite beverage. He brought me a lot of my favorite beverage, and so I'm gonna have a drink and cheers, Steve. But yeah, the thing too I noticed this year with the gen issue was they seem to try to separate the earlier gens some of the bill or the aftermarket for them away, which I thought was a good. I mean, I don't like to see any like. I think they should all get along, but I think that probably helped both just a little bit this year.
Probably.
That they kind of kept 6th-gen parts to themselves and tried to do a good job, so that not they need to be separated, but so there's no confusion with people looking for their favorite supplier, no matter what gen.
Yeah. No, it was a ton of fun. I'm trying to think what else. There's like so much that happened over the weekend. I like can't remember all of it. I got to hang out with Tim a little bit. Convinced him to buy some IAG parts. That was super funny.
Are you talking about TV's own Tim Bartz?
The one and only.
That's right. He's in here somewhere. I saw.
Yeah. So it was funny. We were both in IAG's booth, and I was getting because like I've been contemplating the dome light for like months. I just have like the worst. Like I will like never pull the trigger on something. I don't know why. And so I was talking to Rick, and he's like, "Will you just get it?" I'm like, "Okay, cool." Well, me and Tim were like going back and forth and like talking about like what we have on our Broncos. And I showed him my fog lights, and he goes, "Oh, I need those." He's like, "Dang it!" I'm like, "Sorry," but I really like them. They had a really good time, I think. So
yeah,
I love his wife too. She's so fun.
Did you happen to see this Heritage Edition?
I did.
That thing was awesome.
Yeah, he parked behind me. Oh, I have his sticker, or
Oh, nice.
I think. Yeah,
I remember
his wife's Bronco.
Yeah, because I remember his wife handed me a couple stickers.
Yeah, I have his sticker.
But what a great way! Like it, so it was a Heritage Edition. I believe it was red initially. No white. Maybe it was. It would have to be red, wouldn't it? Because they didn't do a white on white. But yeah, it was a white painted roof, and they did that 66. That looks great. I told the guy, I was like, "You got to stop. I got to get a picture of this thing because it looks so great."
It was so fun.
Yeah, so clearly we had a good time. I know talking to Nick over at Mounts Metal and Justin and those guys, they were just installing parts like crazy. And Nick come up to me and goes,
every time I try and talk to Nick or Justin, they were slammed. Yeah. I'm like, all right. I'm like, don't mind me.
Well, I was trying to do a video of Kelly and Nick doing an install on something we got from them, and just they never had the time. Like they were always so damn busy.
Yeah, seriously. Which, speaking of, y'all go buy this hoodie because, so, you know how like everyone says they have like the comfiest hoodie? This is probably the most comfortable hoodie I've ever had in my life. And I've lived in it since Thursday.
There's nothing like a new hoodie, man. Nothing like a new hoodie.
I can't remember when I got this from Nick. Wednesday, Thursday? I can't remember. But it is so cozy. And it's teal. So, like, it's just another thing that matches Bucky.
Yeah, I went over and picked up Kelly one because I was like, that's a good looking hoodie.
It looks like a Snuggie. It's so warm.
That's crazy. Allie was actually at our booth this year, which is
3 times.
I know. I've got one of the photos. At this point, me and Kelly are so sunburnt, which is hilarious.
I was fried. Yeah. My arms are still fried.
Yeah, it might have been a little bit of
Nikki, it's Mountains to Metals, honey.
Yeah. But yeah,
Y'all
so
go online, I think. If not, Nick, get them online.
That's right. But what was it? Wednesday was 85 degrees there, or almost maybe 88. But the sun was out. It was beautiful. And I was like, oh, please tell me if I don't want it to be super hot, but let's keep the sun out. And by the end of the week, it was like 50s. So my sunburn and cool weather was just like, man, this is awful. I'm freezing. The sun did come out at the end of the day, but it was I have to say the weather held out pretty good. People were in, so I'm nuts, but people were walking around in Crocs or sandals when it was 50 degrees in the rain in shorts and short sleeve shirts. And I'm just like, I'm freezing to death. I'm like, how do you do? Like, no, I can't do this. They were just, and one lady told me, she goes, I said, "Oh, you got your sandals on." She goes, "Well, I did have white tennis shoes." And she goes, "As muddy as it was, I wasn't bringing my white tennis shoes out to play in the mud."
I am so glad I brought my muck boots, honestly, because it got muddy. It got real muddy.
Dave, do you have a photo shoot of your Raptor to show off tonight? I mean, I have a few pictures I can show off. I wouldn't say it was a show off. So Allie, after you're rushing back to try to get back to Michigan, and Sunday morning we woke up and trying to get back, and you got to say all your goodbyes, which takes forever. But I had people.
I say goodbye to everyone like 3 times, and I got so sad.
I had people at the show going, "Hey, where's your video and your Raptor? I want to watch the video." I'm like, "It's in front of you." Like I can't like it was amazing how people were just like, "Hey, I want to see what your thoughts are on the truck." And I was like, "Well, you can just ask me. I'm right here."
I'm right here.
but people were they were itching for content on this thing. So let's see. I've got one photo here I'm going to bring up because it's very fitting.
Oh yeah, and then I forgot you had Jack Evans who went to the Masters. Right. And then he came to Super. He had one hell of a week.
Yes, Jack was he was balling out there, man. So Jack,
I'm so glad he came up. So I got to. So I don't know how long Jack and I have talked. A year, maybe longer. I can't remember. But he went to Michigan Bronco Club Day at Off Rodeo.
Really?
And yeah, so that's where I got to meet him because he like messaged me. He's like, "I know I'm not in Michigan, but I really want to go." I'm like, "Dude, sign up. Like, let's go." Like, I don't bring friends, bring whatever, doesn't matter. So it's one of those things that I love watching the community grow like this.
Yeah.
Huh?
I didn't realize Jack was an older gentleman. And I say older in the most respectful way of he's just a little bit older than me. But for whatever reason, I always seen Jack Evans' name pop in here. And for some reason, I think it's this 21-year-old kid. I don't know why. And we've had Jack in the chats for a long time. And I don't know. I didn't know what to expect when I saw Jack. I was like, he goes, "Hey, here's Jack." And I was like, "Oh, okay." You know how you build this imaginary like image of what some people we deal with in the comments might look like, and Jack surprised me quite a bit. And yeah, what a baller. So Jack works at the Masters in Augusta, Georgia, 21 at heart. I'm there with you, buddy. And so Jack got to work that, and then they get to play around at that golf course, and then they shut that golf course off. So yeah. And I guess talking to Jack, he's done this for several years now, and a big Tampa Bay Devil Rays fan. Big. He was always in Tampa Bay gear. So I respect a man that takes pride in his team. Oh, Mountains Metal's in here. Let's see. We'll be on the website this week. It was a Super Cell release. So look at Allie's.
So cozy.
Allie's balling over there.
Dude, it's so cold. It's like 30 degrees here right now. It's like 40, but still it's cold.
Yeah. It's not Tennessee warm. So here's one of somebody asked for a photo shoot. They did this at we were going to eat, and Jess and Mark and them and Diabolical and everybody's lining their Broncos up, and I was like, well, I'm going to sneak in this. Like there's no specialties to this. Of course, the Raptor had to be front and center, right? Like it had to be out there. But there'll be more. I would definitely have more content coming up on the Raptor. I'll be honest. It's a timing issue right now. My life is so busy that I'm sitting here scratching my head because I've got to do more Mustang content. We got to put that car up for sale privately because that's a whole nother story. And oh yeah, I got to clean all these vehicles out because they're all nasty from Supercell. And so Kelly's
I haven't even cleaned out my Bronco. Half my shit is still in the car.
Yeah. So Kelly, when we were loading the trailer out, she was out there in all the mud, and she comes splashing through mud all over the Bronco. So she took the Bronco with her to her company's retreat that they're on. And I said, "Hey, do you want me to wash that up for you last night when we got in?" And she's like, "No, leave the mud." And I was like, "I respect that. I respect the mud."
It's a signature.
That's right. It's the Kelly signature. And speaking of that, there were so many comments up here earlier on of Kelly's Raptor. This is Dave's Raptor. Michael Nice, who I met in person and is a very nice. I love him and his daughter. Maya,
Oh
I
my,
believe is his
wait,
daughter's
is
name.
he still in the chat? How did she do in her meet?
Yes, we must know Michael.
Michael.
But he was where he was standing there when I told Kelly, I was like, oh, I put a key, Bronco key on your or Raptor key on your keychain, and he'd never let me live it down. It's now Kelly's Raptor, he said.
It is a badge of honor. See, Kyle gets it.
But mobile Kelly Boyd's Ranger Raptor.
Oh, she got 3 gold medals.
What?
Yay!
Awesome.
Congratulations.
She was a treat to be around, man. She was just having a blast.
Oh my god, it was so funny because like we all thought her meet was when did we meet for dinner? Thursday? I
think so.
And like me and my mom went up to her and we're like, hey, like how'd you do? She goes, I don't know. I'm like, oh. I'm like, sorry, my bad. I'm like, I misunderstood when you were leaving. Oh my god, she's a total sweetheart.
Yes. I gotta bring this one up. This will be one of the final pictures that I feel like I'm that parent or whatever going, hey, you want to see my slideshow of our vacation to the the Grand Canyon? But final picture, and we could not have I could not have had as much support and fun without these people right here. Jess and Mark were big for me and Kelly. They helped out quite a bit. Mark worked his ass off in the Diabolical booth, man.
He was doing every time I walked up, I got a huge hug from him.
Yeah. But they were troopers. I think after the show there was just long hours of talking and just bullshitting and talking Broncos. And I've never seen, other than you, Allie, I don't know of anybody who's more nuts about a Bronco than Jess. Jess, anything. Like, she was everywhere trying to get as much Bronco in as possible.
It's so fun. Dude, Tim, literally as many stickers as I got, I filled a whole poster board, and then I found like 10 more like in my car today.
I don't even know where all my stuff is. It kept getting put in pockets, and people would hand me stickers. And speaking of, I didn't really get to talk to you. How did they had the Bronco Nation had the breakfast, which I'll be honest, they looked miserable. It was pouring rain. They're trying to cook pancakes, and everybody was being very patient, by the way. And they have limited resources for this, so it's not like they had some fancy kitchen set up where they could do this. But
I think Mike was the one who had the tent to save the day, so Jordan and London could actually cook the pancakes.
I got to meet London finally.
I love London.
Yes, I was happy to finally meet her.
Jordan Parker made his appearance after literally 4 hours before. He's like, oh, sorry, I'm in Mexico. No, he's not. He's in Nashville.
And Jordan drove the Raptor.
He did.
And had a lot of fun. He put stickers all over. I had this coming. I will say this. Early on, me and Jordan were a little standoffish. We were both, heavy duty Bronco people and not wanting to give an inch into the YouTube Bronco world. And and finally, me and Jordan, we've become buddies. And I had it coming. I drove up
Jordan
there. Me and
the Ranger.
Me and
Hold on,
Bird
I'm gonna
Dog.
go get my poster board.
Okay. Right. Yeah. So me and Bird Dog were riding around. I said, it'll be fun. We'll do a video of me riding around in the Ranger Raptor through these booths and just seeing what weird, kind of looks I might get. And we stopped over at the booth for Bronco Nation, and I said, Jordan, and he comes running over, and I think he thought we were live when I was videoing it. And I told him, I was like, hey man, we need to stick something on the Ranger Raptor. And he come back with a sticker pack of all kinds of stickers over it. And there's going to be a video of this sometime this week. But he just went all over the Bronco with stickers. And I had it coming because I've given poor Jordan so much shit that in his defense, I said, hey, I was a good sport. I was like, hey, just, have fun. And we recorded it. And like I said, that video will come out sometime maybe this week or next week. But yes, Bronco Nation stickers were all over it. And then I eventually took them off because I was like, I don't need these sticking on here in the Tennessee heat. And yeah, that's the last thing I needed. But he did notice. he did notice that I took his stickers off, and he's like, "Hey, where'd they go?"
That's so funny. So
stuff
the
happens.
sticker swap was a huge success. I still don't even have all of them on here, but we literally have an entire poster board
Oh wow!
of stickers. And I love it because, where is it? The early gens got on it too.
I was happy to see them starting to play along with the stickers.
Yeah, so that was really cool. So everyone that participated, I think Bronco Nation is going to keep doing that because everyone had such a fun time. It was such a good hit, and like Michael Hines had a really good idea because there's a lot of people who are new and like didn't know anybody, and like this was such a cool icebreaker to see other people just like jumping in and like start talking to each other and things like that. And it was really cool to kind of like meet people who you've talked to for over a year. Like, you know their Instagram name, but you have no idea like who they are.
Yeah. So Jack Evans says his only regret.
Early.
Well, he had to go watch his baseball team or something. We'll say that. So here's my sticker swap with Jordan. As you can see, he stuck a Sasquatch on the front of the truck.
Hell yeah.
And there was random ones all over this thing. Like I said, I was a good sport about it and deserved all the grief that he was giving me. So
you 100% did.
But me and Jordan are pals now. The only thing I was giving him shit about his shorts. There's something about that. I don't think it made it on the video, but
I'm pretty sure I have more than 100 on here.
I looked down there because I came in, it was raining a little bit, and I left after it was raining.
It was pouring rain on us, and everyone stuck it out. Like, everyone wanted their damn sticker.
I looked, and there was this big circle of people.
And it was like one of those like cool little surreal moments for me too, because like the whole reason why this started was, I think I gave mine. Yeah, that's what I did. I just kind of passed them out to whoever at that point.
Night, Nick.
Night.
Thank you for everything you do for the Bronco community, sir.
Yes. The cool thing was just to see like everyone kind of come together. And I had posted something on my Facebook, I was kind of joking about it because like I knew people did it, but I didn't think this many people made the stickers or the patches or whatever. Well, I had like put it on my Facebook, just like saying, hey, like, would anybody want to? Well, like Robert Parker saw it and like told Laura and was like, hey, like have Allie do that, like at the Bronco Nation thing. And I'm like, okay, like not thinking anything of it, not thinking this many people would go to it, but it was super cool. Very fun. I think that everyone definitely got new followers like on Instagram, socials to kind of keep in contact, because that's the coolest thing about Supercell. You pick up with all of your friends where you left off. Like, you may not see them for another year, but it's going to be like y'all haven't like left.
Yes, 100%. And speaking of troopers, I have to share this because this lady, for one, she brought me a cool Bronco toolkit, but Laura and her husband showed up. They didn't get there till like 3 or 4 a.m. I think. They slept for a couple hours, and all the commotion because they pulled into the Bronco Nation area and threw up their rooftop tent and tried to crash for a little bit. But Laura left her business, and they just drove straight over just for a little bit of a taste of fun for the Bronco.
They literally drove from Illinois to Tennessee for a day, not even.
Yep. And of course, Laura had on the All-Terrain Nation shirt. She had it on the All-Terrain Nation shirt, so she got a sticker. But many people got free stickers. I have to say, Allie, we even us who I don't care if I ever sold anything or not. Like, I had people buying hats, and I was very surprised how many people were having fun, and you know there was it was nice. It was, I'll be honest, it was nice. It was some nice support, and I doubt I broke even, but I don't care at the same point. It was nice to get a little support back, but you
It
guys
was so
rocked it out
fun.
there.
Like, I remember just sitting down in my Bronco, like at the end of every day, like bummed that day was over, and I was so excited to get to the next day. And then when it got to Saturday, I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, no.
I 100% understand that because I think I posted me and Kelly Sunday were tired. And what's funny was I put something about it's mid-50s, but we're still having fun. And people thought that I was saying I'm in my mid-50s, but yet I'm still having fun. I got a lot of people going, "Hey, you're not that old," and I'm just like, "No,
It's
no,
50 degrees,
it's cold
asshole.
out, and we're still having fun."
Oh yeah, Jason loves his hat.
Oh yeah, Jason Leopold.
Yeah,
I know he got a fun photo with it, which I cannot really
saw that.
talk
I don't know.
about.
I think Laura's husband's photo is better though. Did you see that one?
No, I don't know that I did.
Hold on. Laura, can I send him that photo? I mean, I'm probably going to.
Oh, Tim, you did not have to do that. Thank you so much for the support. We greatly appreciate that.
Hold on.
Yeah, no, there was a few people who purposely went with some ATN gear down to another booth to get a selfie. They just sent it. We'll say that.
Okay, hold on. She just said I can send it to you. Now I have to find it.
No, I have to. All this build up.
These are all from today, bro.
Damn. We're not all ballers like you. Oh, let's see. Tundra Dude in the house. Any room for a Toyota guy in this chat? Dave loved the shirt. Yeah, it's
no,
true.
Get out. No, I'm just kidding.
Tundra Dude's an amazing dude.
I said just kidding.
It's very true. Kiddo Kelly here. So I've been very left to my own devices. If you guys are interested in any kind of Toyota talk, go check out Tundra Dude. He's a solid dude, solid guy. I was on the phone with him the other day for like, I think 2 hours. We were talking shop. It was a good time.
Hold on. I don't want you to pull this photo up. I just want to see your reaction.
I've got Facebook ready, so.
I don't know whose is better, Jason's or Jared.
I don't know, man. Yeah.
Sorry, y'all. I can't share it.
Yeah, I can't share that one. It's a little cocky. But yeah, so definitely, Laura, your husband made my day. He said something about he might go do that, so that's hilarious. Yeah, a lot of people. So IAG, man, did you see the booth they had? I didn't think I got a picture of it, and let me see if I can pull up their Instagram page. Because
Okay, when we went over there, it was because like I had never met Rick in person before.
Well, you know who has? Jess, and she referred to him as Rick many times. Like they're good friends now, Jess and Rick.
Well, that's the thing. Like we've talked for now, like what, a year and a half, 2 years. Never met the guy. I've only known JJ, and I sent all of my customers over there at like any given time. And
Right.
I was talking to Rick, and he's like, "Do you know how many people you've sent over here?" I'm like, "A lot." I'm like, because I just keep showing them like what I like, and it's just what everybody's been looking for. So
yeah. Well, you know, the thing I've seen about most vendors, maybe not all, but most of them seem to, if they didn't have it, they went out of their way to send them across this saying, "Hey, this vendor has this exactly what you want." So that was very cool. Mr. Wild Track himself got a little IAG love there. It's popping up.
I know, I saw that. I was so sad they ran out of their GoPro mounts, and I wanted one so bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But I got his oil catch can, which was very cool. Let's see. Their booth though, I wanted to see if they had this was nuts. So they bought this off a company that didn't need it anymore. So it's almost a stage. They have these big lights playing and all this in the background. And I didn't know if you were allowed to go up there. I was like,
yeah.
Am I allowed to? I was gonna walk up there, and then I seen some people up there, and I was like, oh, I'll keep away. be respectful of those guys. But this display was by far the best. I mean, IAG, and I talked to
killed
Rick
it.
I talked to Rick a little bit about this of how much like they're into the community big time, because Subaru, I mean, which is where they started out, it helped get the company going, but Bronco and off-roading in general is like really taking the company to another level. This product right here, let me see if I can share it. This was really cool. So they took their piston that holds the top up, and now they have an attachment where you have handles. This little grab handle right here, you pull it, and that's where it pops the top up. So it's all automatic now. You don't need to fumble with those things underneath. And what was cool was he came over to the Diabolical booth, and I think Mr. Hypermotive Racing himself was over there, and they were really doing research about, oh, will this work? We want all of our products to work together if possible. And I don't think with the Slipstream it does work with it, but they were very interested in like, how can we better this? How can we make this work more friendly across the board? Because they know not everybody buys everything they have.
Well, and the one thing that I really liked is like not only meeting Hypermotive Racing in print, so now I have like a face to the name, and I know
right
who's in the chat now. But even like talking to Rick on like certain things on how like if something goes wrong, even for like one customer, like they kind of beat themselves up, and like no company is perfect, period. I don't care who you are. No offense. Look at Ford, look at GM, look at Chrysler. Guess what? No one's perfect. Things are going to happen. But they take that one extra step to try and help the best they can to figure it out. And that's one of the reasons why I back them up so much, and like why I will shop, like I will go to them before I buy it from like someone else, just because I know that customer service is there.
Speaking of that, IAG come out with what they call the AOS, or as Justin likes to call it, the ass, because Justin was always inappropriate at the proper times. But this right here was super cool. It's this little rack system, and they make two different versions, one for the big speakers in back, or one for the smaller speakers in the back.
From Mountains to Metal, you said that.
Yeah, and it's just a little bit of extra storage. Nick's showing right there. He's got some stuff attached to it. He keeps the like his lights and stuff that you might not need fast to get to real quick, but you need to store in your Bronco. This thing was incredibly cool, man, and I kicked myself for not picking one up, and I think they might have ran out of the things. Like they were having fun.
I know. I really want to figure out what I'm doing next with Bucky. I don't know. Oh my God, I loved this girl. She was going around to every booth, going absolutely everywhere to get patches and everything. I loved it.
Yeah, that's great, man. That's great. I had people trying to, so Jess and Mark bought me and Kelly a little display for our patches, and people were coming up to the patches, and we had it on the table. So if you want to throw your patch on there, just put it on there. People were trying to buy the patches.
Yeah.
It was crazy, man. They just didn't even pay attention to the Instagram thing. I could have sold all my patches that weren't mine, like, and made money off people giving me patches. But I was like, no, that's not for sale. Like, no, I like see the Instagram name. And a lot of people didn't realize the company, the Automotive Illustrated or Auto Illustrated, whatever it is, that, he will design that for you and you can create your own. And I think next year the patch thing and the sticker thing is going to be nuts.
It's going to go nuts. Here, hold on one second. I'm going to go get some. So people have come up with some creative.
Nice. Let's see. While we're doing this, let's see. I tried to get it to work with 2 Slipstreams, no dice, without a lot of custom work. But it was nice to see you guys going around the booths, Hypermotive, and checking to see, because I know Alan with Diabolical gets that quite a bit. He gets a lot of people that says, hey, will this work with so-and-so? And a lot of times manufacturers are stuck in their own little world. So even Alan was kind of checking out some stuff, going, okay, yeah, this will definitely work, or I can adjust my product to make this work. So it was definitely cool to see all of the people, the aftermarket people going in there and trying to adjust. And everybody wants everybody. I've said it before when I kind of ranted about people copying everybody's ideas. It was the core group that was there. They weren't there to copy everybody's ideas. They were there to sell their own stuff, and if they could work together with the other manufacturers, do that. And that's what makes this thing work. Is if we always want all these aftermarket parts, but if you're willing to just steal people's ideas and nobody can come up with new ideas, or nobody wants to, because you're just like, well, I'm just going to come out and 2 months later, somebody's going to rip me off. So, Allie, I don't know what you just poured out of there, but it looks like a lot of cool stuff.
It's all my patches. So I want to give it out to Rebel the Bronco.
Oh, I didn't get this one.
And Toothless the Bronco.
Well, that's
like,
awesome.
Will you look at the size? They're like the size of my hand.
Those are expensive.
This is nuts. And then Laura from Bronco Nation got me, Laura, Jenna, and herself.
I saw this.
Armadillo Patrol.
That's hilarious. Did you not see a run over armadillo or anything while you were here?
We did not see any armadillo, so we're very upset. So just saying.
I passed a few dead ones on the way home, I have you know.
And then I also have to get it to 23 Yeti Bronco. He has a Yeti driving his Bronco.
It's nice.
It was super fun.
Tattoo Matt had a really cool patch and a little deal he put together, which was nice.
Oh shoot, I think I have his too, and still I have his.
I think it was in the bag that you just dumped out.
Yeah, I think that's still in my room.
Yeah.
I'm still going through all of these. Like, this is insane.
That's crazy. Blue Collar Velocity says it was nice to meet us. It was nice to hang out with you and your buddy, man. You guys looked like you had a blast. Glad you didn't sell mine, Alcione Ford said. Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that. Let's see. While she's sharing patches, I'll see if I can go through let's see. Gia says 515 Garage did a video on them and everything they had. I saw them and I meant to say hi to them, but I saw the husband and wife of that crew were early on, and then I never saw them again. And somebody said they were still around the show, but I got in one of their videos and I said, hey, bring a rain jacket. But they're from Florida, so hopefully they knew to bring a rain jacket.
They're probably used to it by now.
Kenneth Finley, who had a hell of a weekend. We'll leave it at that. Thanks to Kelly's excellent sales skills, Emily bought one of those Set Power coolers. Nice, dude.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh wait, you posted the picture in the chat. Never mind. I knew that.
Oh, I just say I know Kelly told me that.
No, us Michigan folk are in a special group chat.
Ooh. Ohio people don't want in your Michigan chat.
That's fine.
But yeah, a lot of people checked out the Set Power cooler that we have, which was nice, and it has a battery pack on it now, so it operated all day out in the field on a battery pack.
Do you want to know what I think companies should do?
I think Mountain Cement or Justin Zimmerman and IAG are listening right now.
We need more dog shit.
What do you want to have? A metal bone?
No, we need like a holder, like a dog dish holder for the Molly trays.
Oh, I thought you were literally talking about dog poo. I was like,
no,
we need a holder for this.
We need restraint systems for dogs.
Okay.
We need, I don't know. We need more dog stuff.
Well, just draw it up. I'm sure one of those companies would be happy to make a couple extra dollars.
Done and done.
Jess says her and Rick are besties now. It was hilarious. She would come back from the IAG booth talking about Rick, and me and Mark were like, who's Rick?
Who the hell is Rick?
But she was talking about like she'd known Rick for 30 years. Like they were, long lost friends that just have always, tried to stay in communication. But we're like, what are you talking about? And she goes, oh, let me go introduce you to my friend Rick.
It was so funny. I know. I just kept sending everyone over. I'm like, just go ask for Rick. I'm like, here you go. And like, I walked over there like 3 times, like with people. And I'm like, okay, you need to get this. You need to get this. You need to do this. I'm like, okay, bye. And then I would bring like another set of people over. I'm like, I'll figure it out.
So if I have to ask you about the event, obviously we know some of the highs. What would be kind of the lowest part of the event? And I don't mean like it's just sucked or something, but what was the kind of part where you're like, we could improve on that a little bit? Was there anything you saw?
Saying goodbye.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I wish they would stay open longer on Saturdays. It seems like after the raffle,
I mean, they are open until 6 technically.
Yeah, but it's like when the raffle, everybody
had the books out.
Yeah, just all of a sudden every vendor is like ding, 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 closing shop. And what sucked was there was people I was talking to that just got there. And it was like, oh, well, this is kind of sucks that it's
Yeah.
closing up, but they still had fun.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the only thing I wish that we could either fix or figure out why people feel the way that they do is the hate between the early gens and the 6th gens.
So what started this? You posted a photo or something on their account?
Yeah, I posted a save the date photo, and everyone, all the early gens were like, well, when's, because they did do a throwback this year at the Tally Ho, because that's where like the original, like it was never always at Townsend, it was at the Tally Ho.
Yeah.
And so they did a kind of like, I don't know, like a tip of the hat, like of how it used to be, and like I guess 150 or so showed up, and it was a ton of fun for them. But I mean, I don't even know what happened to start like all the hate comments this week. But it got brutal to where like Donna and I kind of spoke like, hey, like what do we do? And I agreed with her to take it down. I'm like, people are just running their mouths and getting ridiculous. Like this is not what this is for. They do the event to bring everyone together, and you have a few rotten apples just trying to ruin it. So
negative generally gets more attention too than the positive.
Yep.
Kenneth Fango says I'd like to see them notify the trophy winners a little ahead of time and have them line up. That'd be nice. That'd be kind of fun.
That'd be kind of cool.
Which I'm sure Tom and them will see some of this at some point. Miss Barbara Bartz says, open the bathrooms, which they should have been open, but they were having some permitting issues, which is funny because I was talking to Tom about that, and it's literally the city owns that field, and they were having permitting issues with themselves.
But here's the other thing too: the men's urinals were too low.
Yes.
So how do you install every single one wrong?
Well, it is big government, so
it's just
in Townsend, it's a little big government.
Yeah, exactly.
And Michael Knight says more food trucks. I'll be honest, Michael. Friday, Saturday, they had quite a few food trucks there, and that's the most I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Year 2 or 3 that I went, they only had like one food truck and maybe one ice cream truck, and those poor people were so overwhelmed. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I imagine
I had the nachos there this weekend, and they were
great.
So okay, after I had one of your nachos, I literally, because like I had to start filming and taking some photos because I was like way lacking on some of the photos. I'm like, I have to go, but I'm like, will you please go get me whatever nachos Dave just had? I'm like, I'll tell you what's on it. Just look for it. And he said something smokehouse.
Yeah.
It's so
fun. Don't short shame. Come on, those little urinals. Not all of us are 6'3". Like
you're right.
Mr.
I'm sorry.
TC Customs
installed it. I don't know.
Mr. TC Customs was there.
Oh yeah, Mitch was there
this year. Had a booth this year. Got to see his big Raptor. That was fun.
He did. He had one for sale too. Under invoice.
Somebody bought it.
Oh, did it?
So here's the story with that. The stinks were way too low. It smelled funny. Oh wait, sorry. Let's see. Bird Dog says, wonder if they'll open up some of the after construction. Yes, 100% they'll open some of that up. So Mountains to Metal the day before, I believe it was the person, they had a person come in and go, I want everything. And Nick's like, what do you mean? He goes, I want everything that you have in your truck. And Nick was like, okay, cool. And then I believe if it's the same person I'm thinking of, they went and bought that Raptor. And they were like, hey, now I need to put all this stuff that they worked all day on getting in that one. Then they're like, oh, I want it now in this. And they're like, you're going to have to come back to our shop. I think he was somewhat of a local person to Mountains to Metal, if I'm getting the story right. And they're like, you're going to have to come back to shop because it was like a 6-hour install. But he got that. I think $8,000 off is what he got that Raptor at.
Mm-hmm.
And hell of a deal.
It was a 23.
And you know what? Who's probably really mad if it was brand new? The local Ford dealership that probably that vehicle shouldn't have been in the area being sold that way. But we got to do what we got to do, man. You got to make a dollar. You got to we got to move metal.
Competition.
Doug is his name, Justin says. Hey, and applause to Justin Zimmerman, who installed, I don't know how many of those skid plates, the shock skid plates that he installed, but poor Justin's arm was worn out. Like he had some elbow issues. Like he come up to Nick at one point and goes, dude, I can't. I just don't have it in me. And then still went back out and started doing it again. Like I tried to keep him refreshed with some liquid encouragement and all the crew. I gave IAG some holy water. Tried to inspire them to keep going. We did who's the guy that does the phone mounts from Kentucky? Can't think. He does the rails for the I can't think of
I
his
know who
name.
you're talking about.
Super nice guy.
Yeah.
I gave him some pineapple liquid encouragement.
There you go.
But yeah, it was a fun time, and every vendor worked their ass off, man. I mean that. All I have to do is talk. So luckily I can do that pretty easily. And Kelly was selling whatever we had. Oh, we did have the drinks. So you bought the cup. People put whatever they wanted in that cup, which seemed to go quite well. So that definitely is coming back next year.
Yeah, it was. I mean, and that's the thing. Like, I love visiting with everyone. And I felt so bad when I was in some of these booths because it's like they were so slammed. I'm like, okay, I'm like, y'all are busy. See ya.
Right. Oh, and by the way, I gotta share this. We've had a very good day on YouTube, and we are 2 subscribers away or 3 subscribers away from 12,400 subscribers. So
Yeah.
if you haven't yet, think about smashing that like button for me and doing that. Let's see. There you can see all my background there. Any other highlights that you want to talk about, Allie? Oh, and Nikki, yes, we have your cups. And I saved a couple stickers because I think I almost ran out of stickers. Every little kid was happy. They love seeing the stickers.
I know. I still have some left over from Supercell that are like Maya stickers. So if y'all want them, let me know and I'll mail them to you.
Nice. Yeah, Allie had some fun stickers put together. That was fun.
Overall,
just was a blast.
I ordered like 200 because I panicked and I didn't know how many people would go to the sticker thing.
Right.
I'm like, yeah. No, it was fun. It was honestly like the community blows me away every time we all get together because it's like I don't know if I've met a nicer group of people.
Yeah. Mobile wants to know what my favorite part of it and low points were. Sounds cheesy, but like meeting Steve P and Jack Evans and some of these people who have been in these chats a lot of them were OGs as far as they've been with me for almost 4 years. And getting to meet people like that was amazing. Low points was just the weather. And it's nothing that anybody can control. It's just rain was coming and it didn't keep everybody away. I was amazed. Alan with Diabolical sold like 2 slipstreams and installed 1 in the rain. Like he was a trooper. Poor Alan, man. They were trying to get these pop-up tents over cars so they could continue to install this stuff. That he was a trooper about that. This was by far my favorite year. And I'm not saying that to just be like, oh, it was great. Every year's great. This was by far my favorite year. I think
there were so many people. It was
like meeting Jason Leopold. That was great. And his wife and stuff. And come to find out that there was mutual Kellys and Sydney's. That was hilarious to me that I believe his wife's name is Kelly and her daughter's name is Sydney. So that's kind of nuts. But just getting a chance to meet everybody was a blast. And I had one person that was an asshole come up, and they were only kind of a dick because I'm standing there and I'm doing my best to entertain and meet everybody and try to be nice. And the guy comes up to my booth and goes, well, what's this about? Just real gruff. And I was just like, I don't know if Jason Leopold was next to me or Kelly was or somebody, but I was just like, what? I said, I'm an auto journalist. I said, I just support the Bronco community and we like doing this. And okay. And then just walked off. But he was just like a dick. He just came up like I needed to present my case of why I should be there or not. And I was just like, okay. But everybody else past that was amazing.
Yeah, that's the thing. Everybody was so just nice and welcoming and appreciative. And the thing is, like, I know you guys get it too, and it's like people come up and like thank you for like everything you do in the community. Like, I wouldn't do any of this if it wasn't fun.
Right.
Like, I wouldn't do any of it if I didn't care. And it's truly just, I'm passionate about the car, I'm passionate about the brand, and it's brought so many people into my life that, let's be honest, if some people didn't help me with the GoFundMe, Maya probably would not be here. So
Right.
it's something that I'm like very grateful for, because like I don't think this dog knows how much she's loved
Right.
at all. Because like I have never seen her run up to so many people, and I feel like if I were to like hand them the leash, Maya would be perfectly content living her little happy life, like not realizing I just walked the other direction. No, that probably wouldn't happen because she panics when she doesn't see me. But it's one of those things, like everyone treats everyone like family, and it's so cool to
Yeah.
see.
Yeah. And I didn't see many. Sometimes I will say in the past I've seen where there's either the husband or wife who just doesn't want to be there because their
Yeah.
spouse is just like dragging them, like, "Hey, let's go see all these cars that I can't stop talking about." But they seem to have a great time, man. And
Yeah.
I'll say like Kelly does she has the color streak thing, like so she wins people over. Like I've seen many times where people, you can tell the lady's just not having a great time, and then she like has something of her own to like, oh, okay, I can not have to see Broncos for 10 minutes. I can do this. Or there was the like with Bronco Battalion, they have all the clothes and stuff that people like to
Yeah,
look at.
or there was a Resins by
Mhm.
Jess or something like that.
Is that the one that had the little camper and all the clothes out front, the Barbie
No,
Jeep, or the
they
Barbie
were there
Bronco?
last year though. The Resins one were right behind Bronco Battalion.
Nice. Let's see. Wait, damn it. Wrong one. CP says, Allie, it was awesome to meet you and your mom. She's so nice. I wish we could have talked more. And Steve P snuck out on me. And
Everyone had so much. I had more messages, I think, about Maya and my mom.
oh, and that reminds me. So I don't even think it was the last live stream we had where we were talking about the armadillos, and I told everybody, hey, something about armadillo. I said something about grab armadillos. I don't even know if you were in the stream. And people just like, you got 3 armadillos for the dog.
So yes, Maya now has 3 armadillos thanks to Steve P, Justin, and Tattoo Mike. Who I sent Justin one of the videos because she will not shut up. So everyone who got her a noisy toy, it's working. And I literally had to like go put one of them in the Bronco because she would not stop.
Right.
Armadillos have leprosy. I'm sorry, the only thing I can think of is the Ice Age where the Sid the Sloth says leprosy, and I can't get that out of my head.
Let's see. Bronco 78. Did you get a chance to check out the Project Paw Paw Brown build the Georgia Broncos reveal?
I actually filmed that live on Bronco Magazine's Facebook.
Nice. I did not get. Honestly, I didn't get to go out much. I did a quick walk around video, and that's about all the time I had. Sadly, that was one thing I will say is kind of a bummer this year because I was more glued to the booth. We had a lot of people just want to come talking, and I tell everybody this, like me and Keller, we're just people. I love the fact that they just want to come and just bullshit with us and just like be people together, and we didn't put on a show.
Oh, Steve P, you left one for Bird Dog too?
Well, where did I miss that?
He just, hold on.
Oh, okay. He brought Arizona shirts for me, Kelly, and my daughter, and brought my daughter the sucker with a scorpion in the middle of it, a real scorpion.
That scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, that was crazy. My daughter, she just got it tonight, CP, because in yesterday's panic of trying to get a Raptor video out and just trying to chill out for a minute, I forgot to give it to her, but she got it tonight when we got home from softball, and she loved it. She did say it would just be display only, though. She goes, I'm not eating that. And I said,
don't
I think Steve
know
knew
if
that
I'm
you
gonna-
weren't going to eat it.
I don't know if I'm gonna eat that. I'm still looking at it. I'm still scared.
Yeah, it's, people,
Oh, your daughter designed the shirt. That's so cute.
yeah, so Steve P's daughter works for NASA.
That's awesome.
Freaking crazy, man. I had a great conversation with Steve and his wife about how I was like, how does one get on for NASA? And he had this great story about it, and a good life lesson story too, which I might add. In Peugeot, the Ranger Raptor video was good. Thank you. I struggled. So we'll kind of chill it out a little bit tonight and a little early. But so Allie, I get home. I'm trying to do a Ranger Raptor video. I like doing them in my driveway because I always feel like it connects with people that could see a car in their driveway and be like, okay, I can kind of relate to this. And I recorded the intro of it and it just wasn't going well. And honestly, so I was tired. I wasn't into it, but I needed to get this done. And so all of a sudden, my neighbor's ex-husband was weed eating the yard, and suddenly he's weed eating down my sidewalk. And I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing? But he wanted to see the trucks, what it was, and he was just using this as an excuse to weed eat half of my. He didn't even finish the job. He just got halfway down the sidewalk and wanted to talk to me. And I'm sitting there, it's weird to see your neighbor out there with a video camera set up, like talking to the invisible, person in the screen. I get it. It's probably strange, but 0 F's were given by this guy because he was going to talk to me. And so I'm just talking and talking, going, my inner monologue's going, fuck, I need to get this out. Like, I got to get this done. And then he starts up his weed eater and goes on. I'm like, well, now I got to wait 30 minutes for this dude to shut the weed eater off so I can get back to it. And here he comes again. And finally, I come inside. And I told Kayla, I was like, I'm going to my dad's. So the video you see is at my dad's house. And I was like, I just can't deal with this and then it ended up, I feel like the video turned out great because my son did some videoing for me and we took the truck out on some rocky gravel roads and just let it eat, man. And we had a lot of fun. And at one point I had to hide the video. I had to cut it off early because at one point my son videos how fast we were going. And I was like, yeah, we're not going to incriminate me. So let's not do that. Schizophrenia.
It was so funny. I was talking to Jenna, who's one of my customers and really good friends. And I was telling her who to stay away from at
Right.
so. And she's like, well, if they come up to me, I'm just going to start barking. I'm like, what the hell? It was so funny. I'm like,
Start barking.
I'm like, that's one way to get someone's attention and not talk to you.
Yeah, luckily or unfortunately, I have to deal with some of these people, your neighbors. You have to deal with from time to time. So it's I already have a strange relationship with my neighbors because I piss them off with the Mustang, and not on purpose, but kind of on purpose. That I love to be in the house, start that thing, and you hear that first cold rev where it revs real high for a minute and then idles down. God, it sounds so good. And my neighbors, I think their bedroom is right by our driveway. And I'm sure they're just like, and I'm sure for 100%, they're just like, I hate this guy. Please move.
Probably.
So that's the neighbor I am right now. And I get weird stares. Oh, but I do have people that because we have a nice walking block and people walk by and they'll always ask me, hey, why do you have all these interesting cars in your driveway? And I'll tell them. And so now I'm expecting this week because I've told a few, oh yeah, I have a Raptor coming. They've been itching to come see the truck. So
that's fun.
The truck's a neighborhood celebrity, I guess. Allie, what do you want to end on, man? Anything good going on or anything? Clearly we're Broncoed out. We have to wait quite a bit you have a few Bronco things coming up.
Yeah, actually May. What is life? May 4th, we have Cars and Coffee at Ford's Garage.
Yeah.
June 1st, we have Motor City Bronco Fest. And yeah.
We did announce that we would be at the takeover.
Yeah, wait, what is that?
We'll be at the Bronco takeover in Silver Lake. Yeah, so I've been bugged and
Jess,
it's been
you
a
heard
bucket.
this right, Jess. I know she's in here.
it's a bucket list thing for me to see the dunes up there anyway. Silver Lakes always looks like a lot of fun. So the idea was we would take both the Bronco and the Raptor, but I don't know that Kelly's job is going to allow that. So I think we're going to have to take just the Raptor and Kelly work from the side of the vehicles. We're jumping the dunes. And I definitely I want to race Laura. I think this is going to be the
Laura,
creme de la
why are you
creme.
being jealous? You're going to the dunes.
Yep.
And
I think
if you're not,
she was
figure it
saying
out.
I think she has something. There was something the day before or something. But I want to race. I definitely want to race Laura because she was the queen of the sand drag strip, as it were, last year.
I heard it. It is August.
Middle of August, right? Somewhere in there.
2nd and 3rd.
Okay. So my summer's gone already. We're gonna put a pin in this of as long as press event doesn't happen. So
Jody.
Oh, next month I get to go to Palm Springs, California. Ford is flying us out to test out the new Raptor R, which should be a lot of fun, and we get to drive the new Tremor. So blue collar, bring it on, bro. I'm down to clown, man. I've only opened the truck up a little bit.
You're freaking coming. Holy crap, people.
Yes, clearly. We need to have a big group of I won't say it's an ATN takeover, but just our friend takeover.
Yeah, it'll be a blast.
But I think that's going to be fun. I know, like I said, next Palm Springs.
Yeah, Jody, fly out. You can literally hop in any of our Broncos.
Yeah, or a Ranger. The one Ranger. We'll be in Wisconsin too next month. So that's going to be a fun press event. I can't really talk much about that one just yet, but that's going to be fun. And past that, man, my week or my summer's just getting booked up.
Mine's full.
Stampede's coming up, so that's right when Woodward is, so that's always a bummer. I know if I come up for Silver Lake, I can't do Woodward. Kelly might,
IG may be at Stampede. I don't.
They should be. I talked to. I was talking to maybe Hypermotive Racing about that.
I talked to Rick about that tonight, actually.
That would be a good one. I think that event's going to grow. Last year was just dipping the toes in of like people come. I already know a lot of people, especially from Michigan, that are coming to that. The Petersons, I believe, will be there for that.
Not me.
No, Allie. Well, you're a Woodward girl, so.
Yeah, well, when you work for a Ford dealer, it's kind of hard to skip it.
True. And you never know what Ford's going to have there this year either.
Mm-hmm.
Fun things for 25 coming that I know about that I can't talk about, and you're going to stick around to the channel and figure what those might be. I always do lay hints at some point, but you never know what fun's going to be here. So whether it be 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, or this bed that I'm going to go.
Third.
Yeah, the third. This bed I'm going to go hit after this chat about our rides. It's been your All-Terrain Nation. I'm your host, David Boyd, alongside co-host extraordinaire Allie Dubois.
Allie D.
Allie D. And we're out. Peace, everybody. Love y'all.